What's up everybody? I hope everyone's doing well. Guys, by now I think most of you have already watched the Korean drama series on Netflix called Squid Game. And if you haven't done so, please do. It's a really awesome and up series at the same time. This Squid Game is literally a cultural phenomenon. It's all over the internet and social media right now. And a lot of companies are actually jumping on a bandwagon to promote their products and services using Squid Game theme related advertisements. So I thought it would be a fun idea to make something that is related to Squid Game. And so I did. I made this. Can you guys see this? It's a wooden Squid Game business card machined out of pine wood. Okay, and before I jump into the CAD and CAM side of how I made this, first I would like to thank our sponsors, Autodesk Fusion 360. I'm kidding guys, I'm not that famous yet, but Autodesk, if you're watching this video and you would like to sponsor me, I'm open to the idea. Jokes aside, I did use Fusion 360 to design this Squid Game business card and create the CAM tool paths for the CNC machine to cut this out of pine wood. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it. So right now I have the model loaded up after firing up Fusion 360. So from this CAD model, you can see that this piece of pine business card is measuring 9 centimeters by 5 centimeters by 4 millimeters thick. So let's go through the design history. So first off, I have a sketch on the top plane with a length of 90 millimeters and a width of 50 millimeters, and then follow up by an extrude of 4 millimeters in height. Simple. The next one is the engraving sketch. So since I plan to mill the engraving out of 1 millimeter end mill, I am using a width of 1.5 millimeters to give more clearance for chip evacuation. Okay. So after the sketch, I just did an extrude cut, which is 1 millimeters in depth. Now the next one is the corner radius. So in order to make sure that the 1 millimeter end mill doesn't engage too much material when it goes into the corner, so I give it a radius of 0.8 millimeters, which is bigger than the 1 millimeter diameter of the end mill. So I have corner radius on the squares as well. And the next one is the corner radius on the inner surface. Okay. Followed by corner radius on the outer contour of the business card. And finally, you can see a sketch here, and this sketch will be used for the CAM profiles later. Right now, let's head over to the CAM, the manufacturer environment. On the CAM side of things, it's just a simple 3 operation CAM. Now right here you can see that I actually suppressed one of the facing operation. Reason being is because for this project I'm only using the Dremel CNC, which is not that rigid, and the first prototype where I did the facing operation, the surface finish was horrendous, and in the second prototype, so I decided to just remove the facing operation altogether. Alright, so let's go over to the setup. So for the setup, I am using a stock of slightly more than 10 millimeters, 10.4. Okay, it's because the stock that I have is not very flat. So I'm just choosing the thickest part of the stock for this value. And the first operation, I'm using a 2D adaptive to rough out the majority of the material. So when it reaches the final thickness of 4 millimeters, I then proceed to the engraving operation using 1 millimeter flat end mill, 3 flutes by the way, feed rate of 900 millimeters, and the final operation is the 2D contour operation to cut out the shape of the business card. So for this, I am using tabs to hold the card in place, and also I'm using a feed rate of 1400 millimeters per minute, and multiple depths with a depth of 1.1 millimeters per pass, and that's about it. Yep, the spindle just ripped the business card out of the stock despite the tabs. So apparently, if you want to try to mill this at home, you will need to increase the thickness of the tabs. Luckily, I managed to stop the spindle in time, and after a little bit of sanding and cleaning up, it's actually looking very decent and smooth. And this is how you can make a wooden Squid Game business card using a CNC machine. And if you have a CNC machine at home, give it a try, download the file from GrabCAD. No way, this can't be real. I accept.